Life is a roller coaster, really. Especially in life, in its physicality and just how things are, as well through the perspective of a human being, because everything is through the perspective of a human being. Well, us. But life is so much better when you look at things through a spiritual perspective, because at the end of the day, things are a spiritual perspective too. And things like the physical, at the end of the day, doesn't really matter. And the only thing that actually does matter, even though it sounds so delusional, is literally love. And it's just love for your neighbor and love for everybody around you. Because at the end of the day, we are love. You are love. In your essence, in your pure essence, you are love. You've always been love. I've had so many realizations about that and so many discoveries, and it's like you keep coming back to the same place, because it's like life takes you so far, and what really brings you back is love. Brings you back to your core of who you are, and it's like there's nothing that you really can do except love. And in this world that is constantly moving and we have to soak up as much as we can, because yes, we are here to experience life. Definitely we're here to experience life. When things like tragedies happen, it forces you to kind of just pull back and just think about it for a second and be like, wait, what's going on? Why is this going on? And who do I have to fall back on? And and those aren't questions that we usually ask ourselves, like, do I actually know who God is? Do I talk to God? Do I talk to my higher power? Do I do any of these things? And it's like, do you have a relationship with God? Do you have a relationship with yourself? It's like when you're having a bad day or when something bad happens, that's usually the only time we really start talking to God, or we start, assessing things and we're like, I need help, I need help, and this is what I need. And it's like, what happens to the good times? Do you celebrate those too? Or are those just expected to happen? And I'm definitely a victim of that, a victim of my own curse, where it's like, even when you experience things that are happy, things that are good, and you don't necessarily bask in it too much, because you know what they say, good things don't last, but neither do bad things. But it's like when bad things happen, it's so highlighted, we're so stuck on it, like, this is supposed to happen to me. But it does. And it's so quick to like fall into this victim mindset when you don't actually realize that all of this is just you. And that's something that I try to always speak about to people. I always try to get people to see this, that things that happen in your personal life, and things that happen to you, to people around you, and just your friendships, your relationships, and all of these different things, they reflect you. And it's not that I'm saying that everything that happens to you is because of you, what you did, something that you did. But when we are born, we grow up in this world where we are exposed to so many different storylines, so many different stories, and so many different things that we see, so many different things that we experience. And because because in our essence, we are everything. Everything will happen to you. Everything happens to every single person. It's like with all the people in the world, there are so many different storylines happening, so many different stories happening within each person, and you hear about it, and it's part of you. It's part of you. Life imitates art, vice versa, or whatever. But these things happen, and there was never a promise of that things are going to be okay, because things are going to be okay, but things are not going to be without the bad or the good, because at its essence there is no such thing as bad or good. And it's so funny that I always go back to the animal kingdom. I always go back to the animal kingdom and like how there's no such thing as morality in the animal kingdom, because at the end of the day we are in the animal kingdom. But as humans, we've built walls. We've captured animals. We've created this sense of what it means to be a human being. And I have all of these things, like, I have acquired all of these things. I am a human being worth this amount, worth that. And this is what I have as a human being. I have human rights. But at the end of the day, human rights is a man-made thing. It's a human-made thing. It doesn't actually exist. All there is the law of the jungle. And I feel like that's one of the things that psychology really like just opens up, where it's your true feelings, the true you, the animal inside of you that gets hurt for every single thing, that is sensitive to everything. And we try to be our best as human beings, and live a very moral life. And we try to be better than who? Better than animals. We try to be better, and we try to live a good life. And it's like, at the end of the day, that doesn't really exist. It sounds sad, but it's actually very freeing once you realize that we've just built walls around ourselves and called it society, and called it that's what it means to be a human being. When in actual fact, no one owes you anything. No one owes you anything. No one owes you anything. You don't owe anybody anything. It's like all of these things that matter to us, they don't. And that's where love comes back. Love. Love is everything. And I'm not talking in the sense of romance or, family and, relationships in general. I'm not talking about the relationships, I'm talking about love in its purest form. And love is everything. Everything that is created. And it's basically everything that happens is God trying to show you and show you what you are not. It's going to be both of those. It's going to be show you who you are and who you are not. And it's up to you to see what's not and what is. And I won't say it's very hard, but if you have the ears to listen, once you really start listening and paying attention to what it really means to be you, to be a human, that's how I call it, to be a human, you'd understand that you are not a human being. You are a soul having a human experience. And once that is fully realized, that's when you understand. Thank you so much for watching this video. I just wanted to express my thoughts on this and just talk about it. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in another one.